Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Thanks so much for watching. I'm gonna try something different this time on this video, and it's gonna be kind of a quick how-to of making a huge difference on a car for a little bit of money, or none in some instances. And what I'm talking about here is this 1990 Mustang GT. It's a perfect example of what happens most times. Cars get old. Things start to not be as cool as they once were. Certain folk get a hold of these cars and do things like paint the trim. Ugh. It's terrible. It really is terrible. And it's a really nice car. It's a shame because it just makes it look cheap. And that's one of many things on this car that are going to get upgraded really quick. The goal here is to turn this into a plug-and-play roller. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, first of all, the car had 5-lug, and people are like, wait, I'm doing the 4-lug upgrade? Because who needs 5-lug when you can have the 4-lug? And the reason for this is simple. This is a friend of mine sold me this car, and the deal was simple. The car was relatively cheap if I were willing to pull these components off and the bullet wheels so that he could use them on another project. So he wanted the 5-lug stuff. He didn't want the car. He sold the motor and transmission out of it. Other than that, it's pretty solid, pretty complete. The dashboard's gone, which I have one. I'm going to put it in with a harness to go along with it. And when I'm done, the goal will be here is to invest very little money into the car and still provide a solid basis for a driver that can be made real easy. Because what I'm finding out is that people are lazy. Not only are they cheap, they're lazy. So they want everything for nothing, and that's cool, man. I support that. I'm that dude too. However, in the real world, you get one of two things. You get nice or you get cheap. You rarely get both, unless you're willing to put in a little labor. And that's where we're at now. So I don't mind. I'm not scared of labor. I'm not scared to do electrical or the dashes or the suspension. It's all bolts and plugs. It's not hard once you have the chance to dive off in it enough times. So what I've done is I've collected a stack of parts, including the trim for the windshield, which I think is red too, and the quarter glass, decent set. They're not great, but they're not horrible, along with the black cow cover, because this cow cover is painted red to match the red, to match the red, to match the red, dude. I mean red, bro. So red, Mako. You get what you pay for. When you say, hey, I think I'm just gonna let Mako paint my car, this is what you get right here. You see, you get this. Everything gets painted like that. You see this? This is Mako. This is what you get. So I would suggest against it if you can afford, spend a couple more dollars or figure out how to do it yourself. It's really not that hard. I mean, you got to learn a few procedures, a few steps, and have an environment, and that's it. You can make it happen from there. So take a chance, take a risk. We paint all our own crap, do all our own work. I'd rather be upset with my own shit work than to be upset with somebody else for doing shit work, and for me for allowing it to happen. So while I have it out here, I'm going to go ahead and paint the fender wells that are oversprayed. And Mako, man, Mako. So anyway, like I said, clean this up real fast, but efficient and clean. I'm going to brush it and get all the surface crap off of it so the paint sticks. I'm going to rattle can gloss the entire fender well back here while it's out. I don't get this chance very often. Gas tank's still good, so I'm good with the fuel system. Fuel lines all the way to the front are still good. That's awesome. I have an exhaust I could, but probably not going to go that far. So I'm going to paint that up, be nice and black. And I've got some pony wheels that I'm going to be putting on the car, which should make it, I think it's going to look pretty sharp with the red. All this comes off, unfortunately, and we're going to go 4-lug setup, but it's V8 4-lug, so exactly what the car would have had. It's got lowering springs. We're going to leave those so it'll sit lower. I'm probably going to put on a Cobra grill insert because it's missing. Nice headlights, nice fog lights, pretty sweet. All in all, it's a pretty neat car. The problem is that it looks like it's a, side of the road junker, and that's not cool, man. The black, that's not cool. Don't do this. Don't let your friends do this. If you know someone that's thinking about doing this, please, I beg of you, stop them. Don't let this happen to you or anyone you love. Unacceptable. So we'll call this part 1. I've already jumped ahead of the game. I've got this out. Now I'm on to putting that in. So I'll have the rear end button up this evening. Off to the front, I'm going to pull the A-arms I'll pull these off, leave them attached to the spindles and the hub assembly with the strut all in one unit, because I have all of those components from the V8 1990 model that I'm going to swap onto it. So he gets his complete kit with no missing pieces, that and those wheels, and then I'll have the V8 stuff, or the V8 4-lug, so that I can put my ponies on it. I got a super nice set of ponies. I think it's really going to do it some justice. Once this right here is fixed. Terrible. So we'll see, and I'll keep you updated on how much it cost. The 4-lug stuff is free. I have it already. No big deal. The pony wheels I bought. Actually paid $100 for them. So I'm in the wheels and tires $100. Figured I can get this whole thing done and be happy with it for somewhere around $100-200. We'll see. Stay tuned, and updates coming soon. Thanks for watching, guys. Like, share, subscribe. If I get new stuff, I put it on the channel. If I decide to sell stuff, I advertise it on the channel. So it's in your best interest, if you like these at all, even slightly, like, subscribe, because there's going to be stuff coming all the time for the channel. But guys, we appreciate you. Tell your friends. Foxbody Rehab, doing it. What's all the commotion over here? Oh.